discretion is advised.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Marley and I are out here in the mountains. We've been here for a couple days. I've been filming for a few different projects, but today we're going to take a look at the Discovery Optics 315 by 50 first focal plane scope. I've had this for about a month. I've gotten a lot of use out of it. I've used it on my permissions. I've used it out in big open terrain like we're at now. And I'm just going to pass my experience in using this on to you guys. We'll take a look at the durability. I'll give you guys all the stats, and I'll really just show you how it's worked for me out in the field. The Gen-2 ED 315 by 50 is a first focal plane scope. The weight comes in at 27.9 ounces. It's all aluminum construction, and the overall length is 18.1 inches. This model scope does have the ED glass. It's got a zero stop. It is waterproof, fog-proof, and shock-proof, which we will be testing. I did want to test the factory's claims of this scope being waterproof. I went ahead and dunked it. I left it in for 2 hours. I pulled it out. I checked for any fogging, any leaks, and had no issue. I figured the best way to test out how shockproof this scope was to mount it on one of my brake barrels. This is typically not a scope that I would use on it, but I figured it would be a good test. The tracking on this scope is very smooth. I don't feel any play in it, and the clicks seem to be very positive, and it's got to be probably one of the smoothest tracking scopes that I've had the privilege of testing. This scope does have a 50mm objective lens, a 30mm tube, so it does allow a lot of light in. Keep in mind that the camera that I have on this scope is by no means representing the quality of this glass. A lot of times when we're out in the field, we have very little control over our environment, and sometimes it can be difficult to really fine-tune those cameras. So I'm just really showing you the best that I can and an example of how I use it out in the field. One of the main reasons we get out in the field to test these products is to really use them under real conditions, see how they function, check the durability, and that way we're able to provide feedback to the manufacturer as well as you guys, so you're able to make an educated decision of whether or not this product is right for you. The scope does have a center illumination of the crosshairs, and it's got 6 levels of brightness, so you're able to use that out in the field in those low light conditions. So I did have my chance to take a look at one of the first Discovery scopes. This was probably about 5 years ago, and I was really impressed with the glass then. I gotta say, they've really stepped up. You know, they've really built a name for themselves. They're known for quality optics at a pretty affordable price. And I'd say, you know, for a scope being under $400, this is very, very good. Very nice quality glass, very clear. And for me, as somebody that comes out and does a lot of hunting, you know, I know the importance of having clear glass. It just makes it a lot easier for you to spot your target. You know, I know a lot of you guys are probably looking at this maybe to use out in the field for hunting and, you know, some target shooting. Now, I do like having the wide field of view, but a lot of the stuff that I use a scope for out here, you know, really is varying in distance. You know, it might be anywhere from 25 yards, you know, out to, you know, a couple hundred yards. So I really hope I was able to share in good detail my experience in using this scope out in the field. I've enjoyed it. I really appreciate Discovery Optics sending this to me to be able to show you guys and, you know, allow me enough time to really use it and learn what I like and what I don't like. And really my only complaint was with this particular model at 3 power. I found it too difficult to see the Christmas tree reticle. I'd like to have seen it maybe scaled up a little bit, because I find myself, you know, wanting to use it between 4 and 5 power, and that still gives me a nice wide field of view, which for me is important out here in the field where we've got a lot of sagebrush, and we really, you know, need to be able to use a scope to spot those animals that are difficult to see, and then, you know, be able to crank up the magnification as needed. At least that's how I've used it. You know, you guys can see the durability of this is very good. The fit and finish is very good. And I'd say for a scope, you know, under $400, this is very competitive to what's out there. And in a lot of ways, the glass, from what I can see, is much better. But let me know in the comments if you guys have any experience with these scopes, with these products in general. I'm curious to know. I really appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you guys enjoy these videos, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you like. We put out new videos every week.